one of our biggest public policy challenges in Canada is our poor rates of economic growth and productivity, particularly relative to the United States over the past 20 years. And that's part of why it's so important to raise the retirement age. So we're in a situation in Canada where the federal government's running a substantial deficit. Most provinces are running deficit. And we have a number of grow and spending priorities. You have a population that's getting older. That means you have to spend more on healthcare. You have to spend more on seniors' benefits unless you reform them. We're probably going to need to up spending on defense. And at the same time, we have relatively limited ability to raise tax revenues. And that's a fact, regardless of whether you have a small government or big government perspective. We're struggling to bring investment into the country. So it's not really an environment where you can do much to raise taxes. So if you want to get more investment into the country, you need to be looking at, deregulation, lowering taxes. And in order to fund, the reduction of taxes, you need to come up with some amount of spending cuts at the federal level and really not even cut in seniors' benefits, just getting them back to what they were originally intended to be is the most viable way to do that. I think they're having a similar conversation in the US with DOGE about how are we actually going to cut a lot of government spending. And you'll often hear people saying things like, well, we should cut foreign aid. In Canada, people want to cut the public broadcaster. And those are valid points, but they're really not a big share of government spending. The really big shares of government spending are healthcare, education, defense, transfers to individuals like seniors' benefits. So really getting the age of eligibility for these programs higher or reducing their payout for higher income individuals. Those are really the least painful ways you can cut public spending in Canada and get government finances and our economy back on track.